everybody, and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Today we'll be playing some more of the Great Ace Attorney adventures. Last we left off, we were in the middle of our investigation and we discovered some interesting facts, primarily that there's a fifth person involved that we haven't even seen yet, who's most likely our culprit. And we stopped right before Magnus McGilded was about to start testifying for the court as to why this fifth person that Magnus must have seen in the carriage was not even brought up before by this man who is about to be killed for a crime he didn't commit, and yet he's just not mentioning this ghostly apparition. Let's just jump right in and see what happens.
Let proceedings be resumed. Mr. McGilded, have you been listening to the discourse of today?
Oh, there he is with his nice little hat. To be sure I have, my lord.
There are now two matters on which the court desires to hear from you. The first is whether or not there was a third party with you in the omnibus cabin as proposed by the defense.
I swear, if he says no...
The second is that if such a person was indeed present, why did you conceal that fact from the police?
Baggett, no, this is not my nature type, anything at all. Just answer the questions, please. The truth of the matter is, I've been desperate about this all along. Do I tell yous all, or keep me mouth shut? You should tell us. Tell us what, Mr. McGilded? The fine fellow representing me is absolutely right. In the carriage on the night with myself and the other man, there was another passenger.
It's true.
Aye, and 'twas me who helped the little urchin get away after it all happened. Why? What? Was it like a child? Or something? I don't know, that'd be kind of crazy. You? What? Because I mean, only a child would fit under the seats, right? No, Magnus McGilded, that convenient excuse can't save you now. I'm truly sorry I am, Lord Van Ziegs. I'm sure you'll be wanting to know why I said nothing when I was taken in by the police. It's gotta be, right? I do be having a very good reason, I assure you.
Which was?
Well, the little child was just in the wrong place at the wrong time and not in any way involved, you see. It was a kid. I was right. What? If the police had known the wee one was there, they'd have assumed she'd done it. They'd have hauled her into this here courtroom just like myself. I was only trying to spare her that. A child culprit, possibly? Young hearts and young minds are easily damaged, my lord. Interesting.
And who was this young child of whom you speak?
That, I don't know.
You don't know?
Aye, well, the wee thing just happened to be in the garage that night. I never saw her before or since.
Objection!
We have absolutely no reason to believe this man. Prosecution calls for the witness's statements to be disregarded by the court. I mean, why would he lie about a child being there? You know, that doesn't really make sense. It doesn't really help his case. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. If the urchin isn't here in this courtroom as we speak, listen to the proceedings. Was it the kid who keeps asking the mom to go to the park or the library? Imagine. What? Bang. Smoke? What? Fire. There's a fire. It looks someone's trying to get away. It's no use. Can't see anything through all the smoke. What is going on? Yeah. Be careful, Mr. Naruhodo. Cover your face.
Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus.
Is he escaping?
I hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom.
What? Who did that though? That can't have been the kid. We were hurriedly removed from the smoke-filled courtroom by the bailiff. Amid scenes of chaos as people stumbled over one another in their desperation to flee the chamber. We had no idea what was happening. All we knew was that, for the time being at least, the trial was suspended. What? To be continued? Are you serious? Dang. The intense music is still playing. What on earth just happened in there? Mr. Naruhodo, I've managed to find out what happened. Mr. Sato. I was just told it was an advanced form of smoke grenade, a type of exploding device that releases smoke. A smoke grenade? It sounds like the sort of thing ninjas use. We're just making sure everything is safe now. I think the trial will start again before long. Okay, so there's just a short recess, I guess. But who would have done something like that? The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently. Flee the courtroom? Why? Well, it's a young girl of around 15, I hear. Oh, quite a bit older than I thought. A young girl? Then could it be the other passenger that Mr. McGilded was just talking about? I guess they were afraid, the girl was afraid McGilded was gonna kind of point fingers at her? My thoughts exactly. So he wasn't lying. Oh, what's become of Mr. McGilded actually? I wouldn't be surprised if he just took off amidst the chaos. There's so many things I need to ask him about, but he's not here. I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's antechamber to answer questions, along with the young girl. Who is she, I wonder? And what was she even doing here at the trial? She was taking a huge risk, and for what possible benefit to herself? Yeah, that doesn't really make sense either. Could there have been a sixth person? There's another matter that's troubling me. What's that? The 20 pence. Oh, yeah, so Beppo or Beepo, whatever we want to call him, he said, he charged the people 5 pence each. And the passengers did agree that it was how much they were charged. But if there was another person who was present, then there should have been, it should have been 25 pence. So either he still charged everyone, or, and 4 times 5 is 20, but that means everyone kind of just lied about that for some reason. Or maybe they all just agreed beforehand. They're just not going to mention the little girl. According to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, I'm going to call him Beppo because I don't think it's Beepo, even though Beepo is a better name. He took 4 passengers that night at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence exactly. But now it seems there were in fact 5 passengers, which means the figures don't seem to add up again. She's right. That is strange.
Counsel for the defense, kindly proceed into the courtroom. The trial will recommence in 5 minutes.
Oh, thank you, officer. We'll go in straight away. Well, whoever she is, I imagine this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. I really can't imagine what she's going to say, but it could alter the whole direction of the trial.
We'll know soon enough, Miss Susato.
Yes.
(1 p.m.)
Oh, that's the girl? She's a lot bigger than I thought she'd be. She's way taller. Interesting. I thought it was gonna be like a little child. There's the young girl next to Mr. McGilded. Look. She must have been the one who caused the disturbance before. How'd she even get a smoke grenade? That's kind of insane. Suspicious.
Well, after that rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGilded.
Unless this was like an ace up his sleeve and this girl was never there, I guess we'll see what the witnesses have to say.
Now then, Lord Van Zeeks.
My lord?
I believe you have established the cause of the smoke which veiled proceedings earlier.
It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade. Of the sort typically employed by the army?
Good gracious, the army! What in the devil's name?
It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery, but she was caught. I mean, at that point, just sneak away, lady. Now occupies the stand.
Your name, girl? Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which induced such pandemonium here in my courtroom?
Silence, eh?
What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior?
Silence some more. If I may, my lord, is she like a foreigner?
Yes, Mr. McGilded?
I think perhaps I had to explain here why it is that this wee lass was here in the first place and why she tried to bolt like that. 'Tis all tied up with the events of that night, so it is. Kind of suspicious of Mr. McGilded here.
Very well, Mr. McGilded, give your testimony. You will explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in this case.
Okay. Just what did happen that night? I got no clue, man. It's not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything. It will be fine, don't worry. The young girl. On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Then, Bagora! A loud thud and wee scream woke me up with a fair start. There was a fella collapsed on the floor at me feet, so I set him up on the seat across from me. Then I turned to find out where that scream had come from, and bless my soul, what did I find? There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away. Okay. But at the moment...
I remain somewhat baffled, I confess, but from what I gather on the night in question, this young girl was indeed riding in the omnibus, is that correct?
It's exactly as the defense counsel said. This lass was the fifth passenger, my lord. Now I'm just doubting the existence of this fifth passenger.
Very well. The defense may now cross-examine the witnesses. Are you ready, counsel?
Yes, my lord. Or rather, no. I have no idea where to start. Yeah, don't look at me, Ryunosuke. I got no clue, man. Cross-examination. I don't know, something about McGilded here. I'm suspicious. On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Sure. Then Bagora, a loud thud and a wee scream. Okay. It's gotta be first. Lady first who screamed, right? Or something? A loud thud, you say, and a scream? Aye, that's right. How can I explain it? It was like the sound of someone falling to the ground. That sort of noise. So you think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor having been stabbed? Well now, you'll remember I was asleep at the time, so I wouldn't like to say. And when the sound woke me up and I opened my eyes, there wasn't a soul to be seen in the garage but the fella on the floor. But if he was sitting across, then how could this girl have been hiding under the seat? Because he's directly sitting where she would have been hiding. So something just doesn't add up here. You didn't see anyone. But at the same moment, you did hear a scream.
Oh, from the seats above you on the roof deck, I presume?
Not above me, no, my lord. It was from inside the cabin. But I wasn't together thinking about the scream. No, I was too stunned by the desperate sight before me eyes. There was a fella collapsed on the floor. Okay. You set him up. The victim, you mean? That I did. On the seat across from me, as I said, I could plainly see the poor devil was already gone. You wouldn't leave a dead man just lying on the floor now, would you? Yes, you would. That's just tampering with the evidence, man. You're messing up the crime scene. This common courtesy, so it is. I find that a little hard to believe. Me too. Alright, Lord Van Zeeks. Now why would that be? You wake to find a man lying dead at your feet in a carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabman. Yeah, or just run away. Any upstanding member of London society, that is. Well, now, as you know, I'm in something of a special line of business. I guess he's used to it.
The business of lending money at exorbitant rates of interest.
Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offer them, and some would even see me dead. So I do try where at all possible to avoid getting myself in a tangle with trouble. Are you suggesting you were just going to leave the man there? Heavens alive, no. I was always intending to report it, so I was. Only I had a mind to find out the whys and wherefores first. The whys and wherefores? Yeah, I guess why that man was dead. Right you are. There were some details I wanted to understand before anyone else got to meddling. A wee scream I heard, for example. Wouldn't your good self do just the same? Yes, the scream he says he heard at the same time as the thud of the victim collapsing. Then I turned to find out where that scream had come from, and bless my soul, what did I find? There was a child in there. In where? Hold it! You say she was hiding herself? Aye, that's right. It was hard to see in the dim lamplight, but she was all curled up in a wee ball. When our eyes met, well, me heart nearly stopped beating in me chest. Ugh, you're really overacting this. Yeah. Still in all, I pulled her out from under there and set her on the seat opposite so I could have a wee chin wag with her. What? The seat opposite? That's right, just next to the dead gentleman there. Crazy.
You set this young girl next to a corpse, sir?
Well, as I'm sure I mentioned, a gentleman in my position can all too often find himself in mortal danger. So, I needed to find out just who this urchin was, you see. And while I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream, a fella's voice this time. Okay, there you go. Presumably that scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof deck seats. Right you are again, I would say, sir. Looking down through the skylight, he must have seen this young girl and the gentleman with a knife in his belly.
In other words, the previous witnesses did not in fact see you at all, Mr. McGilded. What they believed to be yourself and the victim was in fact this girl and the late Mr. Mason.
How would you confuse the two, though? Aye, my lord. I was, as I think everyone understands now, sat at the back of the carriage out of sight. And something, I just don't believe it. I don't know why.
It is certainly plausible. The defendant is somewhat diminutive in stature, and readily confused perhaps with this young girl.
After that, of course, with the scream from the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was wrong and pulled up the horses. I do wonder how you must be feeling, Mr. Naruhodo. Being the defendant's lawyer and yet finding myself as stunned as everyone else at his testimony? Yeah, me too. Let's just say it's trying. We certainly had precious little time to talk to Mr. McGilded before the trial. But we mustn't be dispirited. We must just try to learn all the facts we can. When we arrived in London this morning, I didn't see my day panning out like this. Mr. Naruhodo, no grumbling even in your head. How did you know? She knows you, man. You're easy to read. Okay, I'm just gonna push on the stuff I didn't push on before. Hold it! And when you first got onto the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board? There were not. The cabin was empty and there was no one on the roof deck either. I thought the other people said something else.
You were the first passenger, as it were, I see.
Aye, and that's why I took the back side as I did. This is the most comfortable, so it is. Could you explain exactly what you mean by the back seat? By all means, that's how you already described it earlier. I'm talking about the seat opposite the one in which the poor gentleman was stabbed was sitting. Like I said, this is the most comfortable and where I feel most at ease. And of course, I enjoy gazing through the skylight from time to time as well. Okay, so now the only thing we didn't push on was this. Hold it! But I don't think there's anything of note in this statement, so we'll see. I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court that there was no one else in the carriage except yourself and the victim. So I did, sir, so I did. As far as I could see, that is. What do you mean by that? Well, now, this is a queer thing. The wee scream I heard as I woke up, it came from, if you'll excuse the vulgar expression, under me backside. Oh, okay, so she was there.
Good gracious.
Under your backside? And when I lifted the seat on which I'd been sitting, I found there was a wee cubbyhole there for storage. Mr. Naruhodo, we can examine the omnibus ourselves, remember? Yes, of course, the whole bus was submitted as evidence. This would be a very good time to have a thorough look around inside. And that's when I found her. But I did look through it. Okay, I guess we're gonna continue.
Thank you, I've heard enough. The events as explained are clear in my head. However, at least one conundrum remains. Who is this girl?
And she's not saying anything. Her name is Gina Lestrade. Gina Lestrade. My lord. She's a chancer, earns her crust among large crowds, reeling people off their purses. No, see, she's just a thief. Okay. What's commonly called a pickpocket. What?
This girl here, a petty thief.
Well, she's got someone's purse right now.
Order, order! Is this true, Miss Lestrade?
I don't know if she speaks English.
Miss Lestrade, you will answer the question.
Excuse me, what the hell?
Oh, how dare you? What is the meaning of this? Oh, the girl, she's gone.
Open your eyes. Oh, that's her. Interesting. Is she the culprit, though? I kind of... This case is confusing because people are just hiding things for whatever reason and it just doesn't make sense. You know? I'm over here.
Good gracious, how?
What was the point in that little sidestep? Yeah. I know what you lot are thinking. Grown-ups are all the same. This dirty little dipper, you'll say, slipped up and got caught on the job. I don't know what sort of accent she has, but I'm struggling. She got herself backed into a corner, so she knifed the gent. Go on, that's what's in your ears, ain't it? She like Irish too? Scottish? Maybe Scottish? No, not at all. This is a court of law. We're here to determine the truth, not Come on, lady, you shouldn't be able to do that. Oh god, just when you think Ace Attorney can't get more ridiculous, it does. I guess we got katanas, might as well have guns, and that coin thing again. Are you sure you're not, you know, father and daughter? You got blue eyes, very similar eyes, you got the coin thing going on, I'm kind of sussed out, bruv. And you got a similar accent. Look, knives are for cowards, only thugs use weapons like that. All I need for what I do is these fingers. I'm a professional, alright? Maybe not in your eyes, but I got pride in what I do. Let me guess, you don't count smoke guns among weapons for thugs. Oh, yeah, this was in a bag I lifted the other day. Down where they keep the four-wheel drags. It's nice, isn't it? I like the pink vest.
Oh, do not wave that thing in my direction again.
Well, at least Van Zeeks is not phased. So, you admit that you were riding the omnibus on the night in question? That's alright, lass. You can tell them the truth now. What is this dynamic? I'm so confused. Why are they so buddy-buddy and they're both so chill about possibly being charged with murder? Like, what? Alright, yeah, it's just like the Irishman said. So he is Irish, I was right. You're Scottish?
The court accepts this girl, Miss Gina Lestrade, as a valid and significant witness in this case. Accordingly, young lady, we will now hear your testimony, if you please. You will tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus on the night in question.
Alright, if I have to. You kinda do have. Man, I really want to know what's going on here. What the girl saw. So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses, just like always. But it was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I'll tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in that. Then, after a while I hear this loud bang, nearly jumped out of me skin, I did. And the scream just came out. It's because all that this swell found me. He did help me get away, mind. Man, it's a struggle reading. It's a struggle reading as is, and then you just get her lines? Yes, he let you go.
I fail to understand why you would let the street urchin go, Mr. McGilded.
Oh, 'tis simplicity itself, my lord. You see, she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact. How? As I'm sure I said before, sir. You were sitting on it. I was sitting right on top of the place where she was hiding herself. Yeah, exactly. I think a demonstration is called for. Do we really need a demonstration? This is where I was sat that night.
And the cubbyhole of which you have spoken is underneath the seat, I presume.
Yep.
Yes, it does appear just large enough to accommodate someone of the girl's stature.
Aye, but of course the wee lass was stuck in there. Because I had parked myself on the seat for the duration.
Oh.
So you see, that's why I let the lass bolt. I knew that if the police found her in there, they'd automatically assume she'd done it. But I couldn't live with myself if a young girl was ruined when all the time I knew she was innocent. I don't know, you don't really come across as that kind of person, Mr. McGilded. Maybe I just have the wrong impression of you, but...
Even though you must have realized your action would result in your own innocence being called into question.
Not at all, my lord, not at all. Why is he playing this good guy, nice guy thing? Is this his get out of jail free card? I knew in my own heart that I was innocent. So I thought it was worth taking a punt on my own good name for the sake of this less fortunate lass. My goodness. What a perfect gentleman.
My lord. This fine example of a man cannot possibly be guilty of a heinous crime like this. I'm, ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir.
Ah. Figured. This is strange, man. With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. And now all their seats are white. Who's the guilty party? Does the trial just end there because he got a not guilty verdict or what?
Chains alive. All 6 members of the jury consensual in their leaning to a verdict of not guilty.
Mr. Naruto, this, well, it must mean... It must mean what? That we're victorious! I don't know. I think... I'm starting to think Mr. McGilded is the guilty party here. Like, what's happening? I'm confused. We've won? Are you sure?
Objection!
Thank you, Vincey. Oh my god? Hello? What's happening here? Are you okay? Hello? Sir? Get that off my screen. Come on. What's going on? If the sight of my iron-heeled Wellington offends, pray do forgive the discourtesy. Why do you keep doing things and then just asking for forgiveness? You know that's not okay. Oh, juror number 4. Why were you the party that was shocked? This really is a consummate example of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices. Where evidence and reasoning should be paramount, emotion rules today. I'm on your side, man. Emotion. The witness's latest statement gives us a clear insight into his true nature. Agreed. What do you mean, his true nature? Con artist, man. Do you really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers of the police. Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witness put it, was included in their investigation. The compartment under the posterior seat was full of the coachman's belongings. It's noted in black and white here in the police report.
Good lord.
The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. McGilded's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat. When we did look, there were things in there. I think when the smoke grenade happened, it wasn't just for the sake of this girl trying to get away. It was in an attempt to remove those things from the carriage, I think. Because otherwise, why would you use a smoke grenade? And this girl, she honestly looks like she could be the daughter of Mr. McGilded over here. What? We did look, there were things in there, yeah. And I guess if she was never there, that would take care of the 20 pence issue. And Beppo did confess to charging 5, I guess, so.
Order, order! How could such a devious contrivance possibly have been effected, counsel?
Naturally, we must acknowledge the deficiencies of the constabulary in allowing this to have happened. However, I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning, the compartment under the seat was not empty.
I know, I looked.
Well, my Nibonese friend.
Me?
When the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you examined it in fine detail as would any self-respecting practitioner of the law.
Yeah, I did. You know me too well, Van Zeeks. And honestly, I'm all for this team up that we're kind of having here.
Pray, what did you find the condition of the underseat compartment to be?
Oh, to be sure, the young gentleman will be able to clear this up in a jiffy. That's why McGilded never even wanted us to really defend him, because he had this ace up his sleeve. Sorry? Go ahead, you tell the court now, fella. How this is all an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord Van Zeeks. It's not. Well, counsel, do you have something to say on this matter?
Well, I'm gonna tell the truth, man. How am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state of the little compartment under the seat in the omnibus? Well, I did look, and it wasn't empty. I'm gonna go with that. I don't care. Something sus about McGilded. I really don't know if giving this answer is helping my cause as counsel for the defense. But as far as I remember at least, it is uncovering the truth, man. That's what we're here for. When I first examined the compartment, I'm fairly certain there were a number of articles inside it, yes.
Are you sure, Counsel?
Hara, be whizzed. What are you saying now, you daft daw? I thought you were on my side here. Van Zeke's like that. What game are you playing? Your task is to defend the man in the stand. Why would you say something to compromise his position? We're here for the truth, homie. We just don't want any other innocent person to be kind of put behind bars in place of him. As the advocate for the defense in this trial, I confess I'm still not entirely sure where I stand. But it seems to me that I should state what facts I do know as clearly and honestly as possible. Interesting. Dang, Mr. McGilded, that's not altogether pleasing, fella. He's not happy. I'm simply telling the truth, Mr. McGilded. Well, don't forget that you're supposed to be representing my best interests here, lad. Now then. A fella's memory is a curious thing and not altogether reliable. No, the court must consider the fact. The third cubbyhole under the seat is as empty as the devil's heart, as so it is. Look inside the... I was gonna say look inside the purse, but that's not gonna work. Do you think perhaps it would be in your best interest now to admit that you might have been mistaken? Oh, he's giving us the chance. Why? Why do I feel like something's not right here?
I should like the jury to weigh in on this matter, I think.
Juror number 5.
That compartment is designed to house equipment used to maintain the smooth running of the carriage. The Guild's rules state that the omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times. So it certainly wouldn't have been empty on the night in question. Beppo isn't that irresponsible.
Ooh.
The money-lending feeser and the pick purse are lying.
Ooh, fun. Interesting. Huh. I can't believe I was nearly taken in. The stinking Reacher are always stinkers, nothing but cowards, the lot of them. What? Oh no.
It's a trick, of course it's a trick.
Okay, okay. Is juror number 2 the next one? No, it's juror number 4. Quite so, I must concur here. Thank you for your contribution, lady. So it's just 3 on 3 now. With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. Yes, but every time, a different truth, it seems. Yeah, you're very back and forth, lady. You're welcome, Van Zeeks. My lord, I humbly exhibit the scales of justice. Clearly, a verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate.
Well, thank you, Counsel. But before we proceed any further, there is the matter of the outstanding cross-examination.
Uh-oh.
Counsel for the defense, begin your questioning of the witness, please.
Yes, my lord. What just happened? The whole balance of the trial just shifted almost beyond recognition. The Reaper of the Bailey is at work, it would seem. I mean, you're kind of the Reaper of the Bailey yourself, sir. You're the reason why all this even happened. Without you backing out Van Zeeks, you wouldn't have been able to shift the scales. Very shifty, very shifty. Okay, so I snuck inside the carriage before they locked up the horses. What did she say?
Hold it!
Hooked up the horses, I'm guessing. So you were already in the omnibus before it even set off on its run? Well, yeah, I mean, what's the point of spending a Chewy to make a few bob, eh? That's a rum idea, innit? I suppose she means there's no point spending money to make money. It actually makes sense.
Counsel, may I remind you that this girl is a petty thief. Kindly refrain from entertaining her tenants.
Well, that does clear up the little mystery of the fares and all. We're paying passengers at 5 pence apiece, making the 20 to which the captain testified. And one little scapegrace riding for free. The red conch of a driver always goes for some grub before his last run, you see. So that's when I slip into the carriage and get myself hidden under the seat, nice and easy, right? Well, your hiding place is a storage compartment. Full of equipment for the coach, no? Yeah, how do you fit? What's... Oh, silence, eh? Yeah, there's brushes and buckets and whatnot in that, sure. I always chuck all that out and cram in a corner somewhere. No one ever seems to bother much. And yet, according to the report filed by the police officer who arrived at the scene, the compartment was full of such paraphernalia. Well, I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, I moved all the stuff out so I could hide under the seat, that's all I could tell you.
It seems we've reached the end of the line of inquiry. Continue.
Okay. It was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. Okay, fine. Why were you so unsuccessful, man? Because you got stuck under McGilded? A waste of time. Why is that? Well, most nights I'm on my own and I got permit at least some of the time.
Oh yeah, I beg your pardon. Did you say got permit?
Oh yeah, well, that's what my kind call it. You'd say the omnibus, I suppose. The point is, any normal run, the carriage ain't got no one on it for a while. And that's when you come out of your hiding place and get away. That's it. Only that night. The scout was sat on me seat from the start. And he didn't budge the whole way, did he? Not one inch, I was totally stuck.
Do you mean to tell us that you were present in the carriage for the duration? You were under the seat the entire time while the events unfolded in the enclosed cabin?
Yeah. Right, mister. Oh, the confirmation? To be sure, I was as shocked as anyone. How convenient. You don't expect to lift the cushion you've been sat on and find a child now, do you? So this Miss Lestrade couldn't possibly be the culprit then. Okay, so you can see a blind thing in that hiding place. There's a pigeon there, sure. So how'd you see the dead body? That's what I'm confused about. So you couldn't see out into the cabin and all. Why'd you scream? Not for short most days I push the cushion up with me head and look out the crack. And I can wave at butchers at who I'm gonna fiddle. I thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher. I mean, I can have a look. The seat I got on ain't as plush as the other one, see? So most time the passengers plan themselves opposite. Oh, okay. But for some reason that night, this here Irishman spent the whole journey right over me head. And for that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up to peek out. I see. Then how'd you see the guy falling and screaming? Truth is, I ain't happy in small dark places. Feels too much like being thrown in the clink. But it's the only place to hide in them carriages, so it's option's choice. Why doesn't she just stick to picking people's pockets in the open then? I guess richer dudes in the carriages? I don't know. I'd say there's some reason that she's not letting on, judging from her demeanor. So anyways, I was a bit scared, but I had to just stick it out under there. Nothing else for it. Then after a while I hear this loud bang, nearly jammed out of my skin I did, and then the scream just came out. I guess she just screamed from the bang? What was the bang? When you say a loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling on the floor? Could have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. Point is, it made me jump. And you let out a scream involuntarily. That's right. And then I felt the cushion over me head get lighter all of a sudden. Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes. Or not. it could equally have been at the moment the accused stood in order to stab his victim, could it not? Fair enough.
Well, girl, did you see what happened at that crucial moment?
Silence.
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh, what'd you see?
I pushed up the cushion and had a quick butcher's while I changed, and the Irishman was sitting up the bloke had fallen on the floor, the seat opposite.
Okay.
That matches Mr. McGilded's account, of course. But then the fella suddenly turns around and looks right at me. I sunk back down again, but it was too late by then. I should have never risked looking.
Okay. Because of this, the swell found me and helped me get away in my... Hold it! And when Mr. McGilded discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place.
I was scared stiff, I was. He dragged me out and set me down on the seat and all.
Next to the victim, Mr. Mason.
Yeah, the bloke had a knife in his guts. He was bleeding. And the carriage lurched up it, and he ended up falling onto me.
Oh, yikes.
Ah, how awful. But me ears got covered in blood. It made me feel sick as a dog.
Oh. With her hands covered in blood, that must be what the rooftop passengers saw. After that, I believe you talked with Mr. McGilded for a while, is that correct?
He asked me some stuff. Wanted to know me name and what I was up to and
But how? See, between them, like first screaming and the carriage stopping, how are they having this long conversation and figuring out what to do? Surely Beppo must have stopped and tried to look inside right away, right?
Then I heard something from up above. Someone screamed.
Yes, Mr. First on the roof deck, one would presume.
Well, I didn't want no one seeing me face, so I didn't look up. Then the horses were drawn up smartish, and this here Irishman says to me, "Get back under the seat, I'll see that you can get away later." All 6 members of the jury had decided the defendant was innocent.
For one brief shining moment, yes.
It's clear that they are all still very unsure. If we could just find some conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony, I'm sure we would clinch the verdict we want.
The verdict we want? But which verdict do we want? Guilty or not guilty? Yes, I think you're right, and I have this niggling feeling. Something's bothering me, but I just can't quite put my finger on it. Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to present something here. Let's look at our evidence. Okay, let's take a look inside again. And everything's gone. Yeah, this is a storage compartment, but there's nothing in it. It's totally empty. Something doesn't seem right here, but I can't put my finger on what it is. Maybe it wasn't taken. Oh god, that's a lot of blood. I didn't see that before, what? That's blood, isn't it?
There's something wrong.
Oh, it's just, well, this bloodstain is so obvious, that's all. And yet Van Zieks has made no mention of it. Yeah. What?
I suppose that does seem a little strange.
Why do I have such a bad feeling about this? I don't remember that being there, what? Excuse me? Was that really there all along? I could have sworn there was no blood there. And that looks super fresh, too.
Well, no.
Oh, there was a reaction here. What? Okay, let's push this.
Excuse me.
I didn't see that the first time. What? Something wrong, Mr. McGilded.
Oh, I do apologize. Was there something in the matter, counsel?
I'm just wondering if Miss Lestrange's last comment made something occur to you, perhaps. You seem to be thinking something to yourself.
Oh, no, it was nothing important. I was feeling bad for the poor lasses.
Oh my god.
I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad. Shut up in the dark. 'Twas terrifying, so it was.
I see, yes, I'm sure we can all sympathize. I'm so scared of the dark now.
Aye, and I don't know about yourself, But I find that the darkness seems to make everything you hear seem that much louder as well.
Oh.
Yeah. I suppose it does, maybe.
Miss Lestrade. Did you hear something that night? Anything? An unusual noise, perhaps?
No, not really. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring. But jeepers, there's no need to tell the whole world of me foibles, you little scamp. What a pity. If only Miss Lestrade had heard something, it might have been given us a vital new clue.
Yes. What should we make of the last statement of hers? Well, it is it's insignificant. Okay. It is important. Let's pursue it. My lord, I believe the statement just made by the witness is profoundly important.
Profoundly important, but all she said was that she heard nothing.
Yes, which is the profoundly important point. I'm almost sure of it.
I'm almost sure that I don't understand the inner workings of your Eastern Mind Council. Nevertheless, Miss Gina Lestrade,
Her name.
you will supplement your formal testimony by repeating that last statement, please.
What? Supplement? What are you on about? Don't give me all your fancy talk. I know what you're trying to do. Well, it won't work on me.
That's right. Insult the judge. Always a good move. Well, I don't think she's very used to this.
I was straining my ears to work out what was going on, while I could hear was snoring.
Hold it!
So you were straining to hear what was happening the entire time, since the moment you hid yourself?
Not exactly, no.
Sorry?
Well, there was no one else in the cabin to start with. I could just push the cushion up and have a butcher's to see what was what. But then when I saw the swell getting on, I got me head down so I didn't notice me.
And Mr. McGilded sat on the seat under which you were hiding, correct?
Yeah, would you Adam and Eve it? What a mug.
Would you Adam and Eve it? What?
So then all I could do was listen. I was waiting to jump out of there as soon as I heard him leave, see? Well, would he? Not likely. Even though we stopped here and there, I never heard the door open. I just had to stood put and listen to him driving his pigs to market, snoring like an old dog he was.
Are there any conclusions we can draw from that, I wonder? Well, it doesn't add up in terms of the man calling, I believe. I don't know. I don't remember. Miss Lestrade, what have you just told the court? It's clearly at odds with the facts.
At odds? Are you sure, ma'am?
Absolutely. I'll go along with that, Ryunosuke. It seems my learned Nipponese friend is not as dull-witted as I feared. So Van Zieks realized it too. Okay, let's try to think. What was it? The issue there.
Counsel, I must insist that you bolster your claim with evidence or some complicit party's name at the very least.
Yes, my lord.
I expect you to demonstrate this alleged contradiction to the court.
According to Miss Lestrade, while she was hiding in the omnibus that night, she heard nothing but the sound of Mr. McGilded snoring. But think, Ryunosuke, think. There must have been like a witness testimony. There's something else she should have heard. Show a person or show a piece of evidence. Yeah, it must have been a person, but who? Okay, so I'm guessing maybe, I don't remember the witness testimonies, if there was like a scream or something else that came before. But Mr. Mason got stabbed, he probably would have made some noise. So let's go with show a person. Very well, my lord, allow me to elaborate. On a particular sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear on the night in question. The sound very clearly explained by the presence of the following person. Okay, my other thought is, I think Bruce Fairplay mentioned something, either Bruce or Hurst. They knocked, I think they said they knocked on the door to try to get in, but they were like waved off. I think it was Bruce. So I'll just go with Bruce with that logic in mind.
Take that!
And see where that takes us.
It would seem phantoms are at work again. This time in my Nipponese friend's ears.
I concur, no sound is apparent to me at all.
Oh,
Allow me to introduce you to a sound that will be very real indeed, however.
yikes.
The sound of your death throes.
Okay. Well, my other one would be Mr. Mason. Let's go with Thrust-Fired Mason. He got stabbed, man.
Thrust-Fired Mason?
I should have just gone with that initially. Yes, my lord, the sound that Miss Lestrade cannot have failed to hear is that of the victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus. I guess, yeah.
Order, explain your reasoning, counsel.
Miss Lestrade, allow me to confirm something. You claimed earlier that you were the first person on board the omnibus, is that correct? And then, McGilded said he was the second. Or at least when Mr. McGilded got on, there was no one else.
Yeah, of course I was. I got on while the driver was in the pub, didn't I?
And the next person to board the omnibus was Mr. McGilded? That it was. Not a soul was in the cabin when I climbed aboard. At least, not in plain sight. So you were, to all intents and purposes, alone in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus at the time? Did I not just say as much? I wasn't traveling with anyone else, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, I saw him get on, remember? With a crack under the seat cushion.
He was on his own for show. And from what we've heard, the carriage made a number of stops after that on its onward journey. During which time, did you not hear the door opening or closing at all?
Nah, I never heard it. That's exactly what I was listening for, weren't it? Waiting for the swell to leave?
In which case, when and how did the victim end up in the carriage? Oh, from the skylight? Because I think the skylight opens from the top, but it doesn't open from inside. In which case, I guess he could have just gotten on and then climbed from up top and closed the skylight? But why? We know that the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Therefore, Miss Lestrade's statement about what she did or did not hear is at odds with the facts. Huh.
Yes, this petty thief's statement was clearly flawed.
Lord Van Zeeks.
Yes. He knew. He knew all too well that there was an inconsistency in Miss Lestrade's statement.
It would seem words of thanks are in order for my learned friend.
What are you talking about?
You have demonstrated matters impeccably. This witness and her colorful statements are entirely unreliable. Her words are convenient untruths, nothing more.
I don't think she's lying. I think Mr. Mason just got through up top instead of through the door. For whatever reason.
He's dead right. How could the victim possibly not have boarded the omnibus?
It makes no sense whatsoever, and this girl is a pickpocket. Let's not forget that. Oh no, Grandma's ready. Oh boy. She did not say a single thing, just guilty. She didn't even say anything. That's what I mean. Oh, Renosuke, you and I, we're the same person. Okay. Well, I think we're gonna have to end our episode right there. It's gone on for long enough. I struggled there, man. I struggled. I was looking for things to press on, and then I was just going through them again, and I could have sworn, maybe I shouldn't swear, but I don't think he reacted initially, or I would have seen it. But maybe I was so preoccupied with doing the accent properly and the voice properly, I didn't even realize he reacted. So I had no idea what to press on or what to present. It's very strange what's happening here. I'm starting to think maybe McGilded was indeed the culprit, or someone else from the up top, the skylight. It kind of makes them a little bit more suspicious, possibly. I'm not too sure. Sounds like Mr. Mason got in to the inside of the carriage through the skylight, which is also strange. Well, maybe he didn't actually get in through the skylight. I think she also could potentially just be lying and she wasn't there at all, if we're taking into account the fact that they did get rid of the evidence that there was stuff in there and she could just be here to back Mr. McGilded up. So I guess depending on whether she's actually telling the truth or lying, we could have like different ways that the actual case plays out. But yeah, I'm curious to see where this goes. I have so many questions and so many things are up in the air now, and I'm really excited to see where this goes next, because this is not the direction I was expecting this to go, but it surely makes for an interesting case. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.